Right now at 10, three people face felony charges for allegedly beating and locking a lacrosse man in his own basement. And the Vernon County Board has approved federal plans to decommission dams in the Driftless region. Plus, Democrats from Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District unite to support Rebecca Cook after her primary victory.
Watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Emily is off tonight. We begin with some developing news tonight in Houston County, where fire crews are on the scene for a fire near Joe Rudd Trucking on Enterprise Drive in Caledonia. This here is footage captured within the last half hour just off Highway 44, looking over the hill at Joe Rudd Trucking. Alerts went out earlier this evening as Caledonia called for mutual aid. Our crews on the scene could not confirm any details with fire crews, only that firefighters are still at the scene. We have not heard any details on whether anyone is hurt. We will continue to follow up with the Caledonia Fire Department and bring you information as we get it into the newsroom. In Arcadia, a 16-year-old is dead after a single vehicle accident. The Buffalo County Sheriff's Office was called to Boland Valley Road in the township of Glencoe around 3:30 p.m. Thursday for a report of a crash. When responders arrived, they found the vehicle's 16-year-old driver dead at the scene. Investigators say he was not wearing a seatbelt and speed was a factor. The accident remains under investigation. Three people are accused of beating and locking an 84-year-old lacrosse man in his basement in November. Caleb Crocker, Kalen Cave, and Kyle Wedekind each face felony counts of kidnapping, physical abuse of an elder, intimidation or threatening force, and false imprisonment. According to the criminal complaint, the victim knew Crocker and was letting him and his girlfriend Cave stay at his house for a few days. The victim says while they were there, Wedekind showed up one night in a ski mask and beat the victim, demanding money. He was then tied up and locked in his own basement. Crocker and Cave later came back to the basement and apologized for what other people had done to him. They and the victim's car were gone the next day. Now, La Crosse County jail records show Wedekind and Crocker are arrested and have $50,000 signature bonds. Police have a warrant out for Cave. Unsheltered people living in La Crosse's marshes have about a week to leave. According to a release from the city of La Crosse, they will be cleaning the marsh along Veterans Trail to protect public health, safety, and the environment. Anyone camping in the area must leave with all their belongings by 7 a.m. August 28th. Anything left behind will be thrown away. The news comes 1 week after the La Crosse Common Council voted to end camping on all city-owned property. The city is offering storage for folks' belongings as long as they contact the city's Parks Department before the said date. That storage is limited to one large contractor bag and must be picked up from 2000 Macro Drive within 30 days. Appointments for that must be scheduled through the police department's property division. The Vernon County Board this week approved federal plans to decommission 23 dams in the Driftless region. Almost 6 years ago to the day, a massive rainstorm caused 5 of the grass-covered dams to fail, resulting in catastrophic damage across Vernon, Monroe, and southern La Crosse counties. The Natural Resources Conservation Service conducted a study of all the area's dams, which were all built in the 50s and 60s. They concluded all of them are at risk of failing because water had cracked through the sandstone, and that it's more cost-effective to decommission them instead of replace them. NRCS would mostly cover all those costs. Now, some residents during public comment Thursday said approving the plan would prevent future catastrophes. Other homeowners who live downstream are worried about unchecked floodwaters in that path. The county board ultimately approved the plan, so that vote essentially lets NRCS start the design process for what the decommissioned dams would look like. La Crosse and Monroe County boards all have similar votes to approve this process over the next month. Now, the region saw a little bit of rain showers while we were having our Stuff the Bus event throughout the day. What's the weekend looking like, though, Greg?
Well, I stayed dry. That's more important, right? I stayed dry, too. Yeah, we did have showers going on, too. So it's real part of this low that continues to wrap up to the north and rotate moisture into the area. So it's kept our temperatures down about 2 to 5 degrees below average, a little bit warmer because they had more daytime heating to the west. But all in all, there's a few showers out there remaining, but a lot of it is waning once the sun sets and it becomes more stable overnight. We're down into the 60s for most areas. We kind of zoom in, not much going on up to the north. A few showers may persist in some areas areas, maybe a sprinkle at the least, and that continues all the way down as you go further to the southwest Wisconsin and northeast Iowa. Overall, future track showing all that activity mainly well to the east or dissipating in the next couple hours. Otherwise, we'll wake up with cloud cover and then showers once again coming back into the picture, but less of it tomorrow. Mid-70s by noon. Same for Eau Claire. A lot of clouds, maybe some fog in the morning. We'll get a little bit more sun in the afternoon. 73 by noon, and then the showers, a few of them beginning to push into the area. So overall, we'll kind of track the showers in the afternoon, evening. Better shot, warmer conditions and drier for Sunday, and even better if you like quiet conditions. It looks fairly quiet going all the way through next week. We'll kind of break that down a bit later.
There's a lot that sounds good right there. Thank you, Greg. Well, Democrats from Wisconsin's 3rd Congressional District made a stop in La Crosse today to rally behind Rebecca Cook. After Tuesday's primary, Cook is now set to face Republican Congressman Derek Van Orden in November. Cook's competitors for the spot, Katrina Shankland and Eric Wilson, have now become her allies, backing her in what's now known as a 3rd District Unity Tour. Cook thanked her former primary opponents and vowed to deliver for the district in a bipartisan manner.
That I'm gonna work across the aisle to get things done for people in the 3rd. So often I feel like people want the credit, right, from their party, and I'm gonna work with whoever to get things done. It doesn't matter who gets the credit, but we have work to do, and it's clear that people in Washington are too busy playing partisan games and delivering for regular folks.
The group also stopped in Eau Claire yesterday and wrapped up the tour in Viroqua today. There will be some significant changes for home buyers and sellers in the Wisconsin area starting tomorrow. Back in March, the National Association of Realtors reached a settlement agreement in a federal antitrust conspiracy claims lawsuit. A couple changes came out of that agreement. One change blocks an agent's compensation from being included on multiple listing services, which are databases that realtors use to share information about the homes that are for sale. Another change requires buyers' agents to discuss compensation up front and enter into a written agreement before even touring a property.
We're going to continue to do business as realtors in Wisconsin as we have for decades. But with the absence of broker compensation being offered in the MLS, as realtors, we now need to make some phone calls, have better communication.
Some estimates say the changes will drop real estate commissions by anywhere from 25 to 50%. Cop on a rooftop. Local law enforcement took to new heights this morning for a great cause. Officers were perched atop both of La Crosse's Duncan locations for the annual Cop on a Rooftop event, which benefits Special Olympics Wisconsin. From dawn until noon, the brave men and women in blue traded their patrol cars for rooftops, raising awareness and funds for our local Special Olympics athletes.
The athletes love being here. They love working with the law enforcement, and it's a great day for everyone.
The money raised through the initiative will be used to support around 300 local Special Olympics athletes. Over the past 12 years, Cop on a Rooftop has raised over $500,000 for Special Olympics programs across the state. Community generosity once again helped a News 8 tradition provide school supplies for kids in need today. This was our 3rd Stuff the Bus campaign, and this year we teamed up with Cooley Bank, YMCA, and Boys and Girls Club to collect school supply donations for local kids in need. Our crews set up donation stations at both the La Crosse and Onalaska Walmarts from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. today. People donated backpacks, notebooks, markers, hygiene products, and much more. Ashley Nolke says she donates every year to help the community and its students prepare for the upcoming school year.
One way to set up Students for Success is for them to have their basic needs met and also their school supplies, and that's just one way we can help out the community and give it forward.
Now that we've stuffed the bus, there will be distribution events next week. The YMCA's distribution event will be Saturday, August 24th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., while the Boys and Girls Club will host theirs at the Matthey Club on Tuesday, August 20th from 5 to 7 p.m. The campaign trail continues to heat up. Vice President Kamala Harris delivers her first policy address in North Carolina, while former President Donald Trump accuses Harris of worsening inflation.
At By Goffin Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. By Goffin Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
Sanctuary cities protect illegal immigrant criminals from being deported, like an illegal immigrant arrested for battery in Madison. Instead of being deported, he was released and went on to assault several more women, including a 13-year-old girl. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted 9 times to support federal funding for sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegals back onto our streets. And Baldwin voted for amnesty for 11 million illegals, including criminals. Tell Senator Baldwin, stop protecting illegal immigrants and start protecting Wisconsin.
My wife urged me to get my ears checked, and I've done, like most people, everything possible to probably damage them. It's an easy process. It's an easy thing to do. It's free. Come in and get it checked. Mine is not perfect, but at least I know that I have to be a little more careful. You know, they've been doing this a long time, and they know what they're doing. So to have this available to us locally here, oh, they're fantastic. I would highly recommend them.
Better Hearing Center on Alaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get Bygoff and Rohde.
In the battleground state of North Carolina, Vice President Kamala Harris announced how she plans to tackle corporate price gouging if elected president. But former President Donald Trump is claiming her proposals are price fixing while calling her a communist. Lily James Inman has the latest from Washington.
In her first policy speech since becoming the Democratic Party's presidential nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris acknowledged the toll of inflation on America's middle class and proposed what she calls an opportunity economy.
An economy where everyone can compete and have a real chance to succeed.
She's calling for the first ever federal ban on price gouging for food and groceries, new policies to spur home building, including offering up to $25,000 for first-time homebuyers to use as a down payment, and an expansion of the child tax credit, providing as much as $6,000 to families with newborn children. In a statement, former President Donald Trump said the proposals amount to price fixing, calling her Comrade Kamala and a full communist. At a news conference Thursday, he blamed Harris and Democratic legislation for rising costs.
She cast the tie-breaking votes that caused record inflation. She cast the votes.
Price gouging is already illegal, and Harris's proposals get mixed reviews from economists. They would also need congressional approval.
Trump, meantime, is now facing fresh backlash for praising a wealthy donor at an event Thursday night. He compared the Congressional Medal of Honor to the Presidential Medal of Freedom that he bestowed upon Miriam Adelson in 2018.
It's actually much better because everyone gets the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's soldiers. They're either in very bad shape because they've been hit so many times by bullets or they're dead. She gets it. And she's a healthy, beautiful woman.
Trump's running mate defended him Friday.
I don't think him complimenting and saying a nice word about a person who received the Presidential Medal of Freedom is in any way denigrating those who received military honors.
Trump's campaign suggested his comments were misinterpreted. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.
Coming up, a delicious way to give back. How a brat barn today is benefiting a nonprofit's mission.
And unfortunately, we do have more showers for your Saturday, but the better news is Sunday, like last weekend, is going to be the better of the 2 days with warmer conditions, even 80s. I'll break down when these conditions will arrive and what next weekend also looks like. This all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
The Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories, 50% off the retail price. International Furniture, I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
That takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
The La Crosse Area Builders Association's Parade of Homes, August 22nd through the 25th, with 12 different projects including new homes. Search LABA Parade of Homes for more information and tickets and discover your home's potential.
You just have to get in the seat of a John Deere Gator XUV 835M, not because of the spacious cargo box, or because it can tackle any terrain, not even because it tows up to 4,000 pounds. You just have to get in the seat because something about being this productive just makes you smile.
Visit Tractor Central, take a seat, and see for yourself why nothing runs like a Deere. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
Arby's is full of choices. Quick, you can get your favorite stuff. 3 for $5.
Pretty good.
Incredible value for a limited time. Reach in and eat whatever you grab. Arby's, we have the meats.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son is never coming back is the worst thing that I will have to live with for the rest of my life.
Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk.
I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
The Labor Day sale is going on now at International Furniture. 40% off the retail price on all upholstery in stock and special orders. All in-stock pictures, rugs, lamps, and accessories. 50% off the retail price. International Furniture. I-90 Airport Exit 2, La Crosse.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A brat stand in Onalaska was helping bring support to area youth at risk today. U.S. Bank hosted a brat barn over at Festival Foods Onalaska for the nonprofit Rhymes. Rhymes provides basic essentials for homeless and runaway youth. Brats, hamburgers, and hot dogs were all sold to raise money for the organization. It'll help provide youth ages 12 to 24 with shelter, food, clothing, and hygiene. If you weren't able to make it out today for a brat, you can donate or volunteer your time to help youth in crisis. We'll have links on our website for how to do that. Well, we've had some rain come through today and yesterday. What does the weekend potentially have in store for us all? Let's get all the details from Greg.
Yeah, it was actually National Bratwurst Day today too, so along with the National Hawaiian T-shirt Day too. So a bunch of holidays here today. But yeah, we still have showers going on just a little bit tonight, and there's going to be more going on tomorrow. But for tonight, a few maybe for a couple more hours. You might even see a few sprinkles continuing overnight for some areas, but it really is just going to be cloudy conditions with 60s pretty much area-wide too. So a little bit muggy out there still yet. So showers in about 10 p.m. Tomorrow we have showers once again, but less coverage than we had today. That's the better news, and probably more sun in the afternoon. Plenty of sun and warmer on Sunday. Like last weekend, Sunday is probably going to be the better of the 2 days overall. But if we look at radar right now, just a few sprinkles east of I-94. Really a lot more as you head further east into eastern Wisconsin. Just a few just near Rochester right now. Most of it is winding down, and that should be the trend as we go throughout the night. Maybe a sprinkle or two, but mainly cloud cover, especially further north. And I think it'll expand a little bit towards the morning. Won't be maybe fog, but just low clouds, as we call it, stratus, hanging along the ground. Even some pockets of fog, but that'll be where you'll start up tomorrow morning. Continuing probably overcast or cloudy until we get to about 10. We'll start seeing a few showers developing or sprinkles. And then towards the afternoon, we'll get more sun, but along with that sun, a little daytime heating will help spark the showers out that will come through. A lot of it seems to be hugging right along the Mississippi River area. Then a little bit later on in the afternoon, they get more for northeastern Wisconsin, north of Eau Claire. This will continue through tomorrow evening, but very spotty, isolated activity. Most areas will probably remain dry for tomorrow evening. Temperatures lowering back into the 60s. A little bit cooler, a little bit less humid. You'll notice that too as we go out. Now, fog potential for tonight. I think it's really going to be the low cloud cover, not so much widespread dense fog, but there will be pockets along the higher elevations where at least the clouds could get closer to the ground. That could result in some visibilities down to maybe a quarter at times. Won't be widespread dense fog, but still, we're going to be dealing with this probably for a couple more mornings. Sunday, the low pushes to the east. It looks definitely better. Clearing skies, light north winds, temperatures getting well into the 80s. In fact, some mid 80s, and these conditions will continue on through probably your Monday morning commute too. We'll have a few clouds come down, but overall, it's a very dry pattern. And the good news, as the heat begins to build out to the west and especially south, we're going to stay on the north side of this, so we will warm up a little bit next week at times, but we're going to keep on this kind of the north side of this jet, so it keeps us dry, fairly mild, but we're not expecting to see any of the heat and humidity that's going to be really down to the south. Eventually, towards the end of the weekend or towards next week, I think we'll start seeing a little bit more heat come across our area. That means we'll probably see more in the way of mid-80s, upper 80s potentially by that time. But for tomorrow, few enough showers, upper 70s where you get some sun. Otherwise, mid-70s, more sunnish going in the afternoon, might be overcast all morning long. And then as you look at Sunday, we're looking at mid-80s. And all of next week, minus maybe some morning fog issues, it's fairly quiet with this pattern as we stay just on the mild side of the ridge going on. We don't look to get to heat. We are starting warm up, looks like by next week. But mid-80s is nothing unusual, too. So overall, quiet once we get past tomorrow.
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll take it for sure. Thank
Definitely.
You, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Brewers look to extend their win streak to 3 against the top team in the Bigs. Plus, the Twins trying to hold steady in the AL Central wildcard race. Jacob is up next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
Before she was the most liberal U.S. Senator, Kamala Harris was the liberal San Francisco prosecutor, the most progressive in all of California. She let an MS-13 gang member go, who then murdered a father and his 2 sons. She agreed to release another felon, who then committed murder. And Kamala even protected illegal alien drug dealers so they could escape deportation. Kamala Harris, a dangerous San Francisco liberal. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It really ruined everything. I should have done something sooner.
Everybody hopes that this won't be a big problem. Unfortunately, basement water, it always gets worse. Don't worry, we got this.
Great. Well, let's stop it from getting in.
The effects of water can be surprising, but you can. Put water back in its place with a free inspection from Innovative Basement Authority. And now receive no interest on any repairs if paid in full in 24 months. Call or go online today.
This is a hallway. Doesn't evoke much feeling. But to those facing cancer or a complex condition, it feels like relief. Because all the doctors, treatments, and technology you've been fighting to find, they're all right here, under one roof, connected by hallways instead of highways. East Park Medical Center, coming soon. UW Health, remarkable.
Welcome to Washington, D.C. You got a bunch of loudmouth, preening politicians. It's absolute chaos. I'm Derek Van Orden, and after 26 years as a Navy SEAL, there's a few things that I learned. You stay on mission, you know what you're fighting for, and sometimes you gotta get a little dirty to finish the job. Let's go, kids. Not you. Not you. You. Let's go. I'm Derek Van Orden. And, I approve this message.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, congratulations, Brewers. You earned a hard-fought split against the second-best team in the NL. Now here's the team with the best record in baseball right after. Milwaukee taking on the Guardians tonight at AmFam Field. First inning, 2 on for Willy Adames. He goes down and gets the 99-mile-per-hour heater, sending it up and out to right center. That's his 10th 3-run bomb of the year, which is a franchise record. Good work from Aaron Savali today. Big spot in the 4th with some Guardians on and 2 outs, but he gets the strikeout to end the inning. Then Brewers looking for more in the 4th as Joey Ortiz shoots one out to right center, and the ball cannot be caught. The play can't be made. Ortiz motors over to 3rd for the triple. The next hitter, Bryce Terang, would drive him in. Brewers get the win 5-3. After that, tough news out of a Christian Yelich surgery yesterday to end his season. Here's a reaction from his manager and GM earlier today.
That's the big benefit of this, honestly, is just to make sure that he's healthy for next year. Getting this done sooner. He's been in a lot of pain, you know, and I know that he's been working really hard to overcome all this, and unfortunately, his body wasn't responding. And so by doing this sooner, it does allow him to hopefully be ready for opening day next year.
I hurt for him, you know, I hurt for him, and I hurt for our club because he's a huge part of the club. It's a huge blow.
All right, Twins taking on the Rangers, and check this out. Players Weekend, so some sweet gear will be on display. Ryan Jeffers showing the power of the pencil with the solo blast. In the fourth, Minnesota flashing some leather. It's going to be a liner out to left center. Matt Wallner climbs the ladder and makes the snag. Then a big moment in the game right here. Carlos Santana at the dish with a couple on and a full count, turning into Carlos Slamtana. That one just creeps over the top of the wall to make it 4-1. And the Twins use that big inning to lift them to a tight victory over Texas by a final of 4-3. 14 innings, almost 7 hours of gameplay, a near 2-hour rain delay, and heartbreak for the Loggers. Last night, an all-time Northwoods League championship game. So let's check out some of the key plays in those extra innings. Bottom 10, bases loaded, 2 outs and a full count. Got to throw a strike. Micah Worley does just that, getting the punch out. Then a runner on third for the Growlers with 1 out. In the 12th inning, it's a fly out to left field. R.J. Hamilton camping under it, and check out the missile to double up the runner at home. Heck of a play there. Then Hamilton laying down a bunt in the 13th to score a run for La Crosse. But in the bottom half, Kalamazoo would tie it on a bunt of their own. Then it's this fly out that is too deep for Hamilton to get the runner at home, and the Growlers win their second Northwoods League title in 3 years. And wrapping up week 1 of practice at Roger Herring Stadium, the high-powered Eagle offense from a year ago will look a little different with a new quarterback under center. But the guys in the backfield will hope to make life easier for Zach Weir. Gabe Lynch is a junior this year in a fairly young running back room, but a position group that's eager to make an impact regardless of their age.
Last year we graduated Brant Bowman, our only senior running back, so we were a pretty young position group. All of our oldest running backs being sophomores, finishing out our spring semester last year. So I think it was just kind of maturing into the roles and just building like more of a bond within like our position group with each other. So
Lynch will look to follow up a nice 2023 season where he ran for 721 yards and 4 touchdowns for the Eagles. And in case anyone is itching to watch more Packers preseason play, the Green and Gold are back in action on Sunday in the Mile High City. Green Bay and the Broncos began joint practice today in Denver, and Sunday will be each team's second preseason game. So I'm not thinking to see any Jordan Love anymore for the rest of the preseason, maybe some other guys as well sitting out. But 3 weeks from today, we play against the Eagles in Brazil. How about that?
I know. It's going to be quite an accomplishment for the NFL as it continues to expand its brand. But is it on a Friday
It's
as
on a
well?
Friday, yeah. I had
That's
to double check that. Going to be odd. That's going to be a busy night for us here because we got high school football starting next week, too. We'll fit it all in somehow. We always do.
We'll be naming it for sure the Friday Night Frenzy.
Oh, it's going to be
it'll feel like
it's going to be a frenzy. Hopefully we get a Packers W as well instead.
Absolutely. That's the best way to open.
All right. Thanks again.
Yeah. We'll be right back after this.
My name is Joel. I'm a retired naval officer, and I live here in Wisconsin. The United States entrusted me to command a destroyer and take it halfway around the world with 305 of my fellow citizens. The responsibility and the authority that goes with the position of being in command is humbling. The thought that you may have to give orders that would put the lives of your crew in danger, that's something that makes you, I think, very appreciative of their service. I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Donald Trump, he took the same oath I did. I was at home on January 6th. I saw the invasion of the U.S. Capitol. Donald Trump's actions betrayed his oath, and instead what he was doing was trying to protect his own interests, his individual interests, not the interests of the nation. With Donald Trump, my big fear is what comes next. We have to move forward as a country, and that means putting the Trump chapter behind us.
ABPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Another thing Chelsea's done.
Oh, wow. This is positive?
When you get a new face towel, just take the old one and wipe around the sink and just kind of
clean it up a little bit.
Clean it up a little bit, because I'll shave, get the whiskers, and it drives you nuts. And
totally drives me nuts.
When I was in college, I went about a month where I didn't, this is terrible, I didn't rinse any of the whiskers down the sink. So the white sink turned black. And you can't live that way with a woman. You guys, you just can't, you can't do it.
It's the final weekend to save now during the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale at Drury's in Fountain. Exciting designs, stunning fabrics, and the best prices of the year right now at Drury's. You'll save on everything Smith Brothers makes, the latest sofa styles, sectionals to fit any room, and the finest in genuine leather, all featuring a lifetime warranty on solid maple frames, sturdy steel springs, and luxurious cushions. Plus, there's even 24-month financing available. Sale ends Monday at 8 at Drury's in Fountain.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
There's a lot that's new out at the fairgrounds for this year's Minnesota State Fair, but as Adam Duxter shares, there's also lots to get done before the gates open next week.
If the saying goes, so close you can almost taste it.
Excited, really excited.
Mike Veziez and his family
I've been coming since May to clean, repaint the floors.
Are making sure when you do, that taste doesn't disappoint as they ready for 12 days of crepes and crazy.
My parents have been doing this for 32 years, and I want to keep that legacy going. It gets hectic, but my saying is you want to just remain calm. At the end of the day, most important person is the customer that's in front of us.
And the customers will come in mass. The fair looking to top last year's total attendance of 1.8 million. Prepping for that
this entire week, super energetic. You can see the cars driving behind me.
Takes a lot.
We've got vendors setting up. We've got people dropping off their entries for creative activities. We've got a whole slew of things going on here.
Of course, there's favorites, the French Creperie and others. But this year, new vendors, new foods, and a new app. With all that excitement,
the one thing you definitely should plan in advance is your transportation plan.
A reminder, getting here doesn't have to be hard if you plan ahead. So close, you can taste it, and next week, you will.
Just seeing the happy smile on people's faces once they take that first bite of the crepe or the first sip of the frozen sangria. That's what we're ready for. We're ready for you guys.
I think we're going to need a group trip over there for the Great Minnesota Get-Together, which of course starts next Thursday and will then run through Labor Day. Greg's going to have one final check of our weekend forecast right after these messages.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
She grew up in a middle-class home. She was the daughter of a working mom. And she worked at McDonald's while she got her degree. Kamala Harris knows what it's like to be middle class. It's why she's determined to lower healthcare costs and make housing more affordable. Donald Trump has no plan to help the middle class, just more tax cuts for billionaires. Being president is about who you fight for, and she's fighting for people like you.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
It's the back-to-school sale at Hy-Vee this Friday through Sunday. Uncrustables, just $2.48. Lunchables or P3, just 99 cents. Basket and bushel mandarins, just $2.99 for a 3-pound bag. Hy-Vee split top bread, just $1.28. Kraft singles, just $1.99. Hy-Vee cereal, just 99 cents. Save big during the back-to-school sale, in-store and online this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee.
T-Mobile coverage in my area is wonderful.
We have 8 acres, and it gives you peace of mind to know that you're going to have a reliable signal.
We enjoy hiking. We enjoy the outdoors. The coverage has been great.
And after
investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns. T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
What do we think? Burglary gone wrong? More like a chilling spree.
You see it all too often. When you don't take care and maintain your system, it's all too easy for problems to pop up when you need it the most.
It's hard to stay cool under pressure.
Proper service and maintenance is worth its weight in the cold.
I'm not a fan of having problems. What can you do?
Call G&T as soon as humanly possible.
Don't lose your cool this summer. Call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning today.
All right, tomorrow it should start off cloudy for most areas, and then we'll probably start seeing a few showers later in the afternoon. Won't be as many as we saw today. Overall temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. We'll see more sun towards the later half of the day, especially towards sunset. The better news is Sunday looks absolutely fantastic, mid 80s, and the rest of next week fairly quiet, minus the morning fog we might have to deal with. But overall, really quiet forecast.
It's a good 8-day right there.
Yeah.
It sure is. Have a good weekend, everybody.